Perfect. So yeah, I have a few things for you guys this week. I was hoping to have better news and be back in the office, but as you can probably tell, I am not. So hopefully with all of you, you're staying home and staying safe. So I'll kind of update you on what's going on this week. Sherry Pratum and the Cybersecurity Hub posted the NIST guide to remote work and bring your own device. So NIST is the National Institute for Standards and Technology. They're considered kind of the gold standard for the technical expectations that an organization should take when it comes to protecting data and things related to technology. So if you're a practitioner, this is a really good guide for you all. Martin Nielsen from AS Solution shared a Washington Post article on simulations for social distancing. This was a really good visual for people to just understand how important it is to social distance right now. No one's saying this is the Black Plague. No one is saying that, this is a media concoction and political thing. This is not what this is about at all. This is about restoring normalcy. We've had conferences canceled, medical issues become incredibly overwhelmed for some people. This is really just a stress point for us to say, listen, the more and the faster we social distance, the faster we can get back to normal. So everybody, please do your part, and let's come back from spring break and stay home for a little bit, if you would. Gabriel Friedlander published an article about working from home safely. Really important and helpful article for just all of us. This is a friends and family version that anyone can understand and use easily. So check that out. Sterling Miller shared the 10 things that to know as in-house counsel as it relates to dealing with the pandemic. In-house counsel is dealing with a lot right now, everything from communications and messaging to just data protection and security. So a really helpful guide for in-house counsel there. Chuck Andrews shared an article from the Medium about math that everyone must understand for dealing with the pandemic. I thought this was a really great visual depiction of what's going on right now and a really strong case for social distancing. So another good one to read. My good friend Olivia Nixon at Marquee Event Group shared some support for remote response for pandemic. They have event rental things, so anything as it relates to event tents, seating, beds, things along those lines. Really great support for organizations who are wanting to set up remote response and testing. So make sure to check that out if that's helpful to you. Peter Robar shared an article from the CEO of Starbucks talking about mental health stigmas and their response to that. Love seeing this article, especially now with the pandemic. You're going to see a lot of people who suffer from normal anxiety, that's a little bit more elevated for them right now. So be mindful how you're messaging that internally and how you're supporting people who maybe tend to have a little bit more sensitive response to situations like this, and companies who can support their unique perspective and their unique needs are really, really heroes in this whole thing. So keep that up and great job on that, Starbucks. Chicago Community Trust is an organization here in Chicago that's providing COVID-19 funding relief to people that are experiencing hardship through the COVID crisis. They are providing, rent, mortgage, food, supplies relief. Hopefully, a lot of cities have these types of organizations that are banding together. If you are one of the fortunate few to not be heavily impacted by this, please reach out to those types of organizations and offer any support you can to help provide relief to those most impacted. Drew Bearworth at Sprout Social shared a crisis prep management strategy guide. This was a really helpful guide, I thought, for not only dealing internally, but externally with your brand messaging as it relates to the COVID crisis, especially in terms of how you're communicating to your employees and responding as a brand, making sure that the messaging is consistent across all platforms and that you have a plan and a preparation for how that's going to be dealt with. Really important stuff. American Psychological Association published an article on the importance of social distancing and what's happening with people ignoring that. I thought this was really helpful to highlight why some people are choosing to ignore that and how we can hopefully reach them in a way that makes more sense and helps people get back to normal a little bit faster. Our own Alex White shared an 8-step data protection plan checklist. This was really great. Love this. So make sure you guys check this out, especially with remote work. This is going to be really helpful for us to kind of have like a really quick checklist for staying safe while we're working remotely. Bill Frist shared some information. It was a YouTube video. He and 15 global medical professionals have consulted on different responses and different models for how the coronavirus crisis has been dealt with in various places around the world, and things that we can learn from each of them. So make sure you check that out so that you can help those nearest to you stay safe. Our own Rob Pinella shared a Forbes article about the Do Not Travel Advisory. The U.S. is calling for all of their citizens to get home, and get safe, and stay put for a bit. So any travel plans for now should be on the urgent emergency list only, and no more travel for a while. And that is all I have for you this week. Hopefully everyone is staying safe and staying sane. And we all do that. I think we can get back to normal a lot faster. So be well, and please reach out if you have any questions. And we'll look forward to getting back to normal soon, I hope. Take care.